There's an extremely important election coming up this Sunday you probably don't know about. On one side, we have Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin, and on the other side, we have the EU and liberal democracies all around the world. This coming Sunday, we have parliamentary elections in Hungary, and it is the best shot since he was elected in 2010 to defeat Viktor Orban. Putin and Trump are so desperate to get Orban reelected, they are even dispatching JD Vance this week to Hungary to try to boost Orban in the polls. Viktor Orban's party in Hungary is called Fidesz, and you can see his polling in Hungary over the last 10 years is that orange line above. And for the first time, we have a political party that has a realistic shot at defeating Viktor Orban, and that is called the TISA party. And they have united behind Péter Magyar as their candidate to be the next prime minister of Hungary. The TISA party has had about a 10-point lead over the last few months as we head into the election, and this is an extraordinary accomplishment because over the last decade, Hungary has slowly evolved into a more corrupt, illiberal democracy where most of the media outlets are controlled by Viktor Orban and his allies. These are the results from the 2022 election, where Orban's Fidesz party got around 53% of the total nationwide vote. Hungary has a different electoral system than the United States or UK because they combine both single member constituencies with a proportional list system. So on the right are all of the electoral districts. These work on a first past the post voting system, which means the person with the most votes wins, whether they get a majority or not. On the left, you can see the results from the list based system, where the Fidesz party got the majority of the seats, and then the blue and green opposition parties got less in the proportional list. You can see when it comes to the district map that the opposition parties really only got seats in Budapest, which is the cutout area there. That's around a quarter of Hungary's population, with Fidesz and Orban dominating in all of the rural areas. Orban has also done something in Hungary we're very used to seeing in the United States, and that is gerrymandering. So he has taken these more liberal, left leaning cities around Hungary and basically cut them up and combined them with more rural areas that have more conservative and traditional voters. What that means in practice is that Péter Magyar and his allies need to do better than just a plurality of the votes. They need to win by a pretty significant margin in order to ensure that they have a parliamentary majority and that Magyar becomes the next prime minister. And that 10-point lead, based on what everyone thinks on the polls so far, would give them enough seats to form that majority. And so while the opposition campaign has been focused on corruption in Hungary's poorly performing economy, which is underperforming other European nations, Orban's campaign has been squarely focused on convincing voters that Brussels is evil and that voting for the opposition will cause Hungary to join the Ukraine war against Russia. And they literally run ads with girls waiting for their dads to come home from war. So this is a campaign full of misinformation, lies, and we need to defeat Orban and his party and get rid of Russian influence in the EU.